Hey yo, what's good y'all, it's Stinger, and I am like 4 episodes deep into the new cyberpunk anime, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And hearing the soundtrack of that show got me inspired to delve back into the cyberpunk genre. So with that being said, today we're going to be going over how to make a beat that sounds like it could be right out of the Cyberpunk Edgerunner soundtrack. And it sounds a little something like this. Alright, so before I start breaking this down, I want to say the 3 main drum kits that I used in this beat are these ones shown on the screen right now. And the one that is used the most is the Cybepunk from Oversampled. Right now you can grab that kit for $25, and fittingly it has 2,077 samples, all inspired by the cyberpunk genre as a whole. And this is not a promotional piece for that kit, but I really can't recommend it enough. It has some really amazing sounds that just bleed inspiration. So with that being said, let's just delve into the beat. For this intro, the first thing that I laid down is this soundscape from the Cybepunk, just to kind of start it off in an eerie, atmospheric kind of way. Next thing I laid down is this acid bass arpeggio from Analog Labs, and it's just playing a MIDI from that same Cybepunk. Arpeggios are a huge staple in the cyberpunk genre, so with this we have a great foundation to base the rest of our beat off of. And for that arpeggio for the intro, I'm automating the cutoff of this fruity filter, so that the cutoff frequency gradually goes up and it plays its normal sound. And then I have another automation clip automating the mix of this reverb. And then the last thing for this intro are these various risers and glitch sounds. So with that being said, this is what the intro sounds like. Alright, and after that is where we introduce a bunch of new melodic components. The first one is this super gritty plucked bass from Analog Labs, and it's just playing the same pattern as that previous melody. And after that, I have this really long drawn out kind of vaporwave sort of pad to kind of fill in the background of the melody. And this is the melody that is playing. Next thing I threw down is this one-shot lead from the Cybepunk, just playing the top line of the original melody. You don't need to hear any more of that, you've already heard that before. And the next thing that I have down is more of a tonal effects than an actual melodic component, though yet again it's hailing from the Cybepunk. And the last thing that I have down for the melody is this bass from Serum, playing an almost West Coast kind of bass line, so this is what that sounds like. So this is what all those melodic components sound like together. Alright, so aside from that primary melody, the only thing that I have laid down is the supersonic melody kind of acting as a riser into the chorus. And the way I do that is with that same cutoff frequency automation as the last melody. And the last major aspect that I have laid down is this build-up drum loop yet again from the Cybepunk, and yet again also using that cutoff frequency automation. And other than that, all I have are some various effects, like these down sweeps, crashes, and impacts hitting at the beginning of this portion, and these up sweeps, risers, and drum fills hitting at the end of this portion leading into the chorus. So with that being said, this is what this section sounds like altogether. Alright, so now let's get into the fun part, this chorus. All the melodic components are the same as before, except I have that same riser-esque super saw just playing without any automation. And for the effects on this melody, all of it is pretty standard except for this kickstart. Kickstart is an LFO modulation plugin that is great for sidechaining when you don't want to automate it in FL Studio. And I have this on there to kind of complement the 4 on the floor drum pattern that we're going to be going over now. First thing that I have laid down is obviously a 4 on the floor kick. After that, I threw down various snares from the Cybepunk, such as this one, and this one. Next thing that I have laid down is this bass from Serum, and it's just playing the bass notes of the original melody. And on that, I have kickstart as well. And after that, I threw down these various growls to add in a little bit of variation. So with that being said, this is what those drums sound like all together. Sounds pretty good, but it needs some more details. So the next thing that I threw down is this glitch loop from my binary glitch pack. In that pack, there's 30 glitch loops, 15 rhythmic, and 15 non-rhythmic. And you can grab that pack at my website, www.stingerbeats.com, or you can just click the link in the description. So with that being said, this is what that glitch loop sounds like. And the rest of the stuff on here is just various sound effects, but I don't want to go over that all, otherwise this tutorial will be like 30 minutes long. So with that being said, this is what the first portion of the chorus sounds like. Alright, so now let's move on to the final portion of this beat. The only thing that's different about the second portion is that I added in this hi-hat loop, as well as this reverse open hat loop. And then I also threw in various drum fills and cut out the beat when those drum fills were hitting. And that's all you really need to do to provide a little bit of variation. You don't need to make a ton of changes as long as they are noticeable changes. So with that being said, bro, I've said that like 400 times in this tutorial, I swear. So now that that has been said, this is what the second portion of the chorus sounds like. So that is going to pretty much cover how to make a beat that sounds like it would fit right into the Cyberpunk soundtrack. Hopefully you enjoyed today's tutorial and learned something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. Also consider subscribing as I post 4 tutorials every week, 2 long ones and 2 short ones. Other than that, it's going to be it. Peace. Shout out to my very first patron, Joka. You're truly a real one, man, and I really appreciate it.